Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back, and today we're going to be working on the Altered Index Challenge 2025 hosted by Suzanne at Nonstop Paper Crafts, and I'll leave her link below. So today's prompt is night. So I thought that can't be so hard, can it, until you start thinking about what I need to use to depict night. I had actually thought, excuse my arm, I would use this card that I did with the leftover texture paste from last week, but it's too many stars. I don't need stars all over, I just need them in a small area. So I thought, well, I can't use that much as I'd like to, because it just won't work for this card. So I'm going to use the same stencil and the same texture paste in a small area, but that won't be that all over. So I'm trying a few techniques I haven't tried before, which is, well, I kind of tried a long time ago, and try to come up with some idea of what would make a nice cohesive picture with depicting night. So let's see how it goes. So I wanted to start with creating a moon, because I do have a very good stamp set. The only thing really that I found that I could use that would work for this prompt, and this new one I bought when I was at my retreat. So it's this one with the owls, and I bought it because I'm doing the owl journal, but it's got this moon here, and I thought I'd use the moon and the owl in flight, because you usually see owls at night. And then this is this really good little, what's the word, saying? It's not a saying. Anyway, phrase. Let your intuition guide you through the darkness. So I thought, well, that would kind of work for night, wouldn't it? So that's what I'm going to use. I've got them all ready on their blocks. So I want to start with doing the moon up here. So I think what I'm going to do, I've already punched out a circle to stamp my moon onto, but I want to create a sort of a corona effect, if you know what I mean, so that there's got a glow. So I've got another one here, so I don't mess this one up. So I thought I'd put it on here, kind of there in the corner, and maybe over that way a little bit and up a bit, quite near the top. And I'm just going to brush over it with this Distress ink. It's the mustard seed, to give it a bit of a golden glow. I know it's not gold at night, but against the background it can look a bit golden. I don't have anything else that would be appropriate, so I'm going to try it. It's a bit of poetic license, I suppose. So I'm just going to brush around it to create a pale, slightly goldeny glow. That's the idea. Let's see how I don't want it too bright. Okay. So we've got that. So we do have a glowing circle. And then I'm also going to do a bit of that colour. I'm using cream cardstock just to give it the slightly warmer colour. And then I'm just going to brush a little bit of this over the card as well, just to give it that slight warmish tone, so it'll work with the background. So that will go on here to get it lined up, so that's there. So I just want to stamp that so you can actually see it's the moon. I mean, it may look like the moon, looks a bit like the sun at the moment. So where's my stamp? Here it is. The stamp may be a little bigger than the circle, but I didn't want anything bigger than this. So I'm just going to stamp that on there. So I hope you're all well. We're all just coming into yet another very hot period. I mean, I'm really getting hot in my craft room now. And as before, the only one that's showing any sign of being a bit poorly is Here's our little Arlo. That's what happens when they're that age, they just keep catching things. He's a bit snotty, nothing major. He was sent home from nursery the other day with a high temperature, but that only seemed to be that day. And he was fine when we had him yesterday. Full of beans, cheeky as ever. So that's the kind of slightly rough moonscape. That's going to go. It's going to go on here. Is that a bit dark? No, I think it'll be okay. So what I want to do for the card now is to actually colour it in. I'm going to paint it. I'm going to use paint. I'm using a couple of paints today. Well, I may do. I'm not sure about the other one. But this one is actually called Midnight Blue. So first of all, I'm going to take another circle that I've made a little bit bigger than this one, because I don't want to paint over too much of the yellow glow. I might just do a little tiny dab of Yoo-Hoo on it to hold it in place. Don't want to make it like permanently stuck. Just to hold it while I go over it with the paint. It's a rough circle I just drew round the other circle and then added an extra row. So it's just a little bit wider so we don't completely lose the corona effect. And then I'm going to use, let's say, this paint and my brayer. And I'm just going to bray it over. I don't want it a solid colour. I want it just to have that dark, because the sky is never a solid colour, is it? Often has clouds and things cutting over, so God, I haven't used this for a long while. Let's see, let's just wipe it a bit. And I'm just going to put a blob, try and put a blob of paint, not the dry paint, on my little jelly plate that I've got here. It's quite handy for doing this kind of thing. It's just a smallest size of jelly plate, or at least I think it's one of the smallest sizes anyway. So that's that. Starting to wonder if I should have done this in a brown. It's kind of quite dark, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's done. I don't want this to get complicated. Just want to try and give it a go. So I've got the idea in my head, but I really, as always, I don't know how it'll turn out. So I'm going to try. Just doing a bit of, so we're getting a dark blue background. That's it, I think. Okay, but just wipe down my mat before I make too much mess. Right, so I've just taken that piece of card away before it glues itself permanently in the place. It's pulled up the paper a little bit, but it doesn't really matter because I'm going to be putting my moon on over the top. I do want to just put a bit more blue, I think, with a paintbrush. Just a few places where I could do with it being a little bit darker. Just going to put a blob of glue. I'm getting blue and glue mixed up. A blob of glue, a blue, oh God, I can't get my words right. So I'm just going to because I do want to put some of those gold stars on, and I don't think they'd show up very well. Also, I want the moon to glow a little bit more against that dark background. dabbing away. It's quite a stiff brush this, it works quite well for this dabbing. I mean, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just kind of trying to create a sort of dark nighttime effect. I think that looks a bit better in my eyes. Again, I'll just get rid of the bits of blue around the edge. Getting all over me already. Right. So I think that dries really quickly. It's acrylic paint. It dries really quickly. I might just give it a quick blast with my heat tool just to make sure, and then I might do, or while that's drying, I'll do something else. I want to colour another piece of card for my owl. So for this, I'm going to I'm going to use a combination of colours, and I've done my moon, so I'd actually want to, oh, it's come out on there. I want to reuse this block. Let's put the stamp over here. I'm going to use the block, and I'm going to try a combination of colours. I've got brushed corduroy. This is to make the owl colours. So that's what I'm going to try. Not done this before. And we'll do a little spritz of water. I haven't got my water bottle as close as I'd like it. So, trying to find some owly colours. Okay, there's that one. Whoops. Ooh, mixing the blue in now. Right, so I've just dried that off. That's the first colour. Next colour I thought I might try is pumice stone. Just trying to build some different colours here. Don't know if they're how owly coloured they are, but I think they'll be alright. I'm just going to put a bit of that on there. Quick spritz. Don't know what sort of, I'm not even sure what colour this is, this pumice stone. Let's just put a few bits on there. That's good. Bit of contrast. Yep, that's good. Maybe even a little bit more. Okay. Right. Yep, like that. I'm just going to dry that now. Okie dokie. And then the last colour I want to try is Rusty Hinge. A few golden highlights. If it's too much, I might put a bit of walnut stone over the top to knock it back, because owl feathers have so many different colours in, don't they? So I don't think you can ever have too much. I'm trying not to overdo the Rusty Hinge. Don't want it totally orange. I think we're aiming at a tawny owl here, don't you? Okay. So this is because it's an oxide. It's a lot more, feels more pigmented. So I may have to drip some off and then put it on here. Whoop. Yeah, it's very slippery. Okay. Ugh. Rusty Hinge everywhere. Okay, so I'll dry this off and clear this up, and then we'll decide if we need a darker one or two darker bits. Okay, so I've dried this. It's just a little soft still, but I think it'll be, I hope it'll be okay to stamp on. Fingers crossed. I don't want to be here all day because it's getting very warm in my room. Let's just wipe this bit. I've just tried out the stamp because it's new to make sure it comes out all right. It's a beautiful stamp. Look at this. Oh, that's beautiful. The definition on that. So I'm hoping that will come out on here and it won't go all smudgy because it's a little bit, not entirely bone dry. It's dry enough, I think. Well, we'll see, won't we? So I'm going to use the dark brown in the VersaFine Clear, the pine cone, just because instead of adding more brown to the background, I thought there'll be the brown in the outline instead, and then hopefully the colours will come through nicely. And I have not done this before, you know, just coloured some background and then stamped on it, so I hope it works out. It's just the sort of thing other people I've seen have done, but I've never tried, so why not today? It's what this challenge is meant to be all about, isn't it? Trying new techniques, especially on the mixed media front, things I've not done before. So I'm just hoping it all comes out okay and ends up looking the way I want. Actually, that's not bad at all. You can definitely see the owl. Now I want to cut him out, which could be a challenge. But I couldn't see any other way of getting him on there and having him show up against the dark background. So not those scissors for sure. I think they, no, they're the long ones, sorry. Got to grab the right pair. I think these are the pair. These are generally my fussy cutting scissors. So let's hope this comes out okay. Fingers crossed. Let's see how it looks on here. I think I'll put the moon there. Make sure it's right in its spot. And then I thought I might just have him flying out of the moon. Okay, and I did want some sort of trees around. I'm not sure how I'm going to achieve that. I have got some dark brown paint. I don't want to kind of just do a bit of paint with the dark brown either side. Oh no, I've got to do my stars, haven't I? Got to do my stars, so let's do those next. That'll give it more of a night look. So this is the the stencil I used last week. So I'm just going to put a few up here. Come in with the Heidi Swapp Gold again. Remember, little goes a long way, doesn't it? And we're going to do... No, it won't be in front of the moon, will they? I mean, yes, they'll be behind the moon. So let's just put a few up in this corner. Where I don't want it. And then put a few over the other side. Let's just wipe this bit off. I want a piece of paper just to I don't want it going where I don't want it. I want some over here. Whoa, don't smudge it. Okay, so I have my stars. That one got smudged, but I think that'll be covered up anyway by my owl. Yes, it will. So I'm just going to clear up again because I don't want any modelling paste gluing itself to anything. So I'll be right back. Okay, I just started working and talking to myself because I forgot to put the camera back on, but I hadn't got very far. So I was just explaining that I've gone round the edge of my owl with some walnut stain just to give it a dark finish around the edges, which I felt it needed. It looked a little bit like it just needed a finish around the edge. And then I've just started adding some gold touches. I don't know if you can see that, with my gold glacier paste, which I got at Christmas. And I've only done a little bit. I didn't get very far before I realised. And so I'm just touching up the wings. I thought it was looking a little flat and needed a little bit of a lift. So I'm just putting a bit of gold on the feathers so they just catch the light. I'm not particularly good at this, but I like the effect. Just trying to do it lightly without trying not to overdo gold. I just want it to catch a little bit of light. Just on the wings. Just doing that. Okay. Hopefully that's enough. I think it's enough. And then he's going to glow a little against the background. So I love him. Pleased with how he's turned out. So I think we need to glue on the moon next. I think the glue stick should be okay for this. Get my paintbrush out of the way. Actually, I ought to put that in some water, really. Okay. I could have done this in a black circle, but I thought that if it was just black it wouldn't show up very much. But it probably would have been okay with the sort of golden corona around it, but I had the stamp, so I thought I'd use it. And I'm happy with that. I like that. And we've got Mr. Owl. He's going to be the last thing to go on, I think, because I still want to give a suggestion of some trees or something around in the background. And I say suggestion, I'm not going to... I've got stamps, but I don't think they'd show up very well, but I might add them later. I'm not sure how this is going to go. I'm worried I'm going to ruin it because I'm really liking how it's going so far. But we will see. So I've got this chocolate brown acrylic paint. Just got a bit stuck. Oh, that's it. Some dry bits jumped off. Okay. There's a big blob of paint's just kind of laying on the top there, so I might just try and use that up. Not with that paintbrush. I've got the same paintbrush. It's kind of stiff, wide one, and I thought I'm just going to do some suggestion of, take this fellow out of the way, suggestion of tree trunks. I'm going to try. I have no expectations of anything much because I'm no artist whatsoever. Just going to try and make it look as though he's flying above the treetops. Don't know how this will turn out. I might try the stamps on top. They might show up. I might try doing some little branches. Maybe I'll do that. Let's try. Just trying things. A bit more. It's not looking awfully woody at the moment, but maybe when I've done a bit more it will. Okay. So I've got a couple of options on for trees, and I've got this sort of tree top kind of stamp, which I thought I might try. Just take this, put the owl one back where it belongs. So we'll put the owl one back, the moon one back, and we'll put the owl back. And this one, it looks like the tops of trees. So I'm guessing it's winter. Nighttime and winter, or you just can't see the leaves because it's too dark. I don't know, because it's just a sort of branchy thing. So I'm going to try doing that over the top. See if that can suggest trees. I want to get rid of that blob before I get my arm in it. Have a look, see how it goes. I don't know if this will show up or not. It does a bit. Bit of brown smudged on there from where it hadn't completely dried. I might just do a little bit more at the bottom. Okay, so we got a sort of suggestion of trees there. So all you can do really is suggest short of cutting things out. I mean, I could stick some branches on, I suppose, but I wanted this just to be painty and stampy and a bit sort of impressionist, I suppose. Now I've got this, oh, excuse me, this other stamp set. I kind of wish I hadn't given away the one of the wolf howling at the moon, but my friend at the retreat asked if she could have that one, and I said, and I had no reason to say no, so she did, and we did a swap, which was fine. But I could have found a use for it, I guess. But I'm going to use this one. This is one of these tree trunk stamps. I thought I might try that on there. Although when you turn it over, it's facing the wrong way. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. Okay. I need my big block for this. Really not sure how much you can see on camera. I'll hold it up in a moment when I've done this bit. It is kind of black on dark, on a dark background, but it is night time, so it needs to be quite dark. So we're going to have this tree trunk up at the side. Like that. Okay, it's come out. It does if you look closely, so I'm going to have to hold this up for you. I don't know how much you can see of where the trees sort of branches and the tree trunk are just showing against the night sky. A bit fanciful, I know, but we're going to put the owl on and we're going to put our sentiment on. That's the word I was looking for, sentiment. And then we'll call that done, I think. I haven't even stamped the sentiment yet, so we'll get to that. Okay. I think it's possible my next video will be filmed downstairs in the kitchen again. Whew, 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 whew. So warm in here. I've got my fan going, you can probably hear it whirring in the background. Hopefully not too loud or too annoying. Okay, let's put Mr. Owl on. So I really like him. Yeah, I think that works quite well with the sort of tops of the trees below him. And we're going to use my little bit of. I'm going to use the art glitter glue. I haven't got much of this left, so I thought this might be the one I need to use it for. Let's just make sure it's glowing, because I haven't used it much lately. I'm trying to use the new one, the Hobbycraft tacky glue. See how that works, but it's quite runny at the moment because it's so warm. Usually the art glitter glue doesn't want to come out the bottle. It's quite thick, but it's not thick at the moment. It's quite runny. In fact, I might just brush it a little bit, otherwise it'll be squirting everywhere. Take it off, it's come out a bit too fast. Just rub it a bit with my finger just to spread it out. Hopefully it'll glue to this okay. Glues to most things. There we are. What do I do with? I had a piece of kitchen towel. I've made it dirty. See if I can just dab him down. Okay. And then we've got the final touch will be the flourish. Not the flourish, the sentiment. card. Another piece. Yep. I think I just need a small piece of cream card, and I'm just going to stamp that on there. What colour? Trying to decide between brown and black. I mean, it's not a hard choice really, is it? I'm going to go with the black. I think. Black. Yes. With the black. That's all right. Okay, it's upside down. Not that it matters, as long as I don't... Well, it doesn't matter which way up I stamp it, because I can turn it up the other way. But, okay, I'm going to stamp that there. Let your intuition guide you through the darkness. And that's what a lot of creatures of the night do, don't they? They're guided through the darkness by their intuition. Although I think owls, it's more like their super duper eyesight. But okay, I think I'm going to use my little fancy edge scissors for this. Okay, it's not super straight, but I think it'll be okay. I'm just going to pull out my little... Do keep my gold... Well, I thought I had my gold stick in here. Oh, there it is. My little gold paint stick. That's what I often use for this kind of thing. I'm just going to give it that little gold edge. Just going to go round, with the paint stick. It picks out the pattern from the scissors as well, which is quite nice. Get some little thick bits. I'm just going to rub it here and there. Just makes a nice change from brown on one of the inks, just to give it a nice bit of shine. Make sure I'm not... Try not to smudge my fingers all over the card. That's my usual trick. As I turn the card round, I kind of smudge it. So try not to do that. It's not easy when everything is so mucky around. Right. Cover that up before I put my arm in it, as usual. Okay, so we've got our little gold edge, like that. Oops. Okay, so now we just need to put our sentiment somewhere on the over this side, a bit further down. Just wondering whether to have it just going off the edge, not completely off. Don't want to lose the words. No, I think I'll just put it there. Yeah, I think that's where I'll put it. Okay. That there. There. Okay. So there we are, that's my card for night. So if I could just hold that up a bit, you can just see hopefully some of the detail in the trees. Don't know if you can see that. It's hard to know what angle to hold it at so you can see it. I'll just wiggle it about a little bit with the moon and the owl, stars. So that's it. Quite enjoyed that. It's quite fun just playing with some paint and some bits and pieces and stamps, doing things I haven't done before. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you again very soon. Thank you for joining me, and bye for now.